25 years ago, Nha Trang was not really much more than a sleepy little fishing village, you know. Most of the businesses, most of life really, was centered around downtown in the city center. The beach was really on the fringe of town, it was on the fringe of people's minds. Obviously a whole lot has changed since that time, but one thing that has remained constant in the last quarter of a century is this place, Sailing Club. And it was 25 years ago that a young traveller on his way back to Australia from the UK was making a stopover here in Vietnam. Now he saw an opportunity to rent a coffee shop that was essentially little more than a bamboo shack on the beach here in Nha Trang. That shack of course became the Sailing Club. And Peter Vidotto has since turned that into this incredibly successful business of beach clubs and resorts. Peter Vidotto, first of all, congratulations on 25 years of Sailing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
First question, just on this milestone, what are your sort of thoughts, feelings, reflections on
Wow, God,
this
25 years.
Yeah.
25 good years. Seen a massive change.
Yeah.
And when we first opened up here, it was very much a backpacker market, and you know, a lot of fun, and you know, the trends have changed, and you know, you just got to take a look at Nha Trang now and see what it's become.
Mm-hmm.
And we're certainly moved away from the backpacker market, even though we encourage them to come. And so yeah, a lot of emotions, and 95% all good.
So you talked about how much Nha Trang has changed. How much do you think Sailing Club has driven that change?
I wouldn't say too much, but I think we've been a huge contribution to tourism of Nha Trang. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a go-to spot, I would say. You know, I mean, when people go to mention Nha Trang, they tend to know about us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, in our own little way, we like to think we've brought a little bit of fun to the whole tourism side of thing, and we play our part in contributing to that.
Sure. Why do you think, look, there's not a lot of foreign-owned, foreign-run businesses in Vietnam that have been or been able to be successful over the long haul. Why do you think Sailing Club has been able to be successful? But not only that, you've clearly gone from strength to strength. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, back in the early days, you know, it was like my home. So it was really do or die. I was like, if this business doesn't, you know, back to Melbourne or whatever. But no, it was, I mean, number one positioning, right? We've got, look at this, we've just got a great position. We're in the right place at the right time. But, you know, we just put a lot of effort. And I just had one golden rule, and that was just to try and make it fun. Yeah. You know, and that's how the bar kicked in. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, everything else flowed after that. Right. You know, I learned a lot along the way. Yeah. But you know, we've been able to adapt. But I'd say the guiding line behind it all was fun, atmosphere.
And we spoke 5 years ago.
Yes, I do recall.
On your 20th anniversary.
I do recall.
And one of the things I remember most of all about that conversation was you were telling me, you were like, Brett, during that first 10 years, and then you paused, and I was waiting for you to say, it was so much hard work, but it was all worth it. That's what I was expecting. That would be like the normal thing. But then you said, but it was so much fun. That first 10 years.
I mean, I came to Vietnam when I was 26, right? So you're kind of at your prime of your life.
Yep.
And Asia was just so young, and well, Vietnam was just young and fresh, and it was just, you know, it was a new lease of life. And just meeting so many different nationalities and seeing the business grow. And like, it goes back to the fun thing, right? I was just coming in every night and having a ball. Yeah. And, you know, it comes back to what we were talking about before. You know, I was lucky enough to meet my wife, Sarah, here. She was backpacking around. It was the second country of a world tour. And, you know, she stayed and got 3 kids now. So I've got so much to this place. Yeah. I owe it a lot.
Yeah. And what about because this was the fountainhead, I guess, but Sailing Club Group has gone on to become so much more. Can you give us a little bit of an overview?
I wouldn't say, well, everything in Vietnam that was small is now really big, right? So we've got a small boutique resort in Moonay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been rebranded back to the Sailing Club Resort. It was formerly a Mia.
Mm-hmm.
And we just opened up Sailing Club Phu Quoc, which is it's a great beach club. Got a pool and everything else, and it's been operating for 7 months. Get down there, great fun.
I will.
It's next to the Intercontinental.
Wait, we look around here, we see what this place is now, 25 years on. If you could picture what it might be in 25 years' time, like Nha Trang Sailing Club, where might you be?
Well, you know what, the one thing people do like about us is that kind of rustic feel that we have. They kind of feel like they're coming home.
Mm.
So in 25 years, hopefully we haven't changed a great deal. We're still offering what we do now, and we in a sense now, we're a bit of a legacy, because 25 years is 25 years. And you know, if that comes around in 50 years, we hope we're doing exactly the same.
Why is the Sailing Club called the Sailing Club?
Well,
there's no...
The million dollar question.
I don't see any boats here.
Well, you know, for us old timers that have been in Vietnam for a long time, back in '93 when I approached the government, bars were a little bit of a taboo.
Mm.
And they were associated with the past. So we had to work around that. And, you know, a club of sorts. So Sailing Club is on our license, the Sailing Club, and you know, in a sailing club you can have sell alcohol. So that's how it came about. It's a great story, but that's the truth of it.
All right. Well, it has been a great story, and I'm sure it'll be a great story for many years to come. Peter, well done. Congratulations.
Looking forward to spending Saturday night with you and Johnny.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
You know, the story of Sailing Club is really the story about a confluence of circumstance. A lot of things had to come together to make this what it is. And fortunately for us, it did. We had the right person at the right place at the right time. And so I'm really excited to see what the next 25 years has to bring.